Okay, here are the answers to the last few questions on the PowerPoint. So, if the ratio of boys to girls is 5 to 3, so if we're saying the ratio of boys to girls is 5 to 3, remember that means I've got 5 kind of piles or sections of boys and 3 of girls. And it says there are 80 more boys than girls. So if there are 3 sections of girls, these bits are the extra. That's how many more boys and girls there are. And that's 80 more. So from that, we know each of these little groups is worth 40. So the question is, how many girls are there? Well, there's 3 groups of 40. 40 times 3 is 120. Next slide is about calculating the circumference of a circle. So remember the formula for circumference of a circle is C equals pi d. So the circumference equals pi times the diameter. So for the first one, the diameter is 12, so it's just pi times 12 on your calculator, which gives you 37.7 if we do it to 1 decimal place. The next one, the diameter is this whole way across, which is 8. I think there was meant to be a little one there saying 4, but it's not come in. So if the whole way across is 8, we'll do pi times 8. Pi times 8 is 25.1. For this one, if that distance is 12, then that distance is also 12, because they're both radiuses, so the whole way across must be 24. So I'm going to do pi times 24, and that gives me 75.4. If I do that on my calculator. And this one's a bit tricky, so this one I've got, that's x, so the whole way across must be 2x. So to get the circumference, I'm going to do pi times 2x. And actually all I can write that is 2 pi x. That's it. I can't work that out because I don't know what x is. Okay, this one's quite easy. School shop sells supplies. Pens are sold in boxes. Each box contains 12 pens. So how many pens are in there? 5 boxes. 5 times 12, so that's 60. How many boxes are there? How many pens in 50 boxes? That'll be 50 times 12, so that's 600. How many pens are there in 200 boxes? Well, that's just 200 times 12, which is 2,400. The next question is similar triangles. So all you needed to do was work out how much bigger each has been made. So this triangle is going from 4 to 12. So we've times it by 3. So if this side's 3, A must be 3 times 3, which is 9. So A is 9 centimetres for that one. And for this one, we can do our enlargement this way. If we're going from 6 to 12, we've doubled it. So B times 2 is 4. Or if we work backwards, 4 divided by 2 is B. So B must be 2 centimetres. Again, another enlargement. So 10 to get to 25. So 10 times something gives you 25. It's 2.5. And then I'm going to do 6 times 2.5, and that gives me 15. So C is 6 2.5s, which is 15 centimetres. And for this one, what do I times 20 by to get 70? Well, I can do 70 divided by 20 to get my 3.5. And actually, if going that way is times by 3.5, going that way will be a divide. So D will be 35 divided by 3.5, which gives me 10 centimetres. Okay, so in this one, we're doing ratios on maps. So if 2 towns are 15 centimetres apart on the map, how far apart would the towns be on this scale? So 15 centimetres apart. So the ratio says that 1 centimetre on the map is 10,000 centimetres on the ground. So 15 centimetres of the map would be 15,000 centimetres. Now, oh no, 150,000, sorry. What I want to do now is we're not going to give that in centimetres. So if I was talking about two towns being a distance apart, I wouldn't give it in that measurement, would I? So if I take that number, say, right, how do I change it to metres? So how many centimetres in a metre? 100. So if I divide by 100, I get 1500. And actually, I'm going to change it into kilometres. To change to kilometres, I'm going to divide by 1000. So it's 1.5 kilometres apart for that one. Okay, find the gradient of the line segment. So remember with gradient, we needed to do the ratio of this distance in my triangle and this distance in my triangle. So the ratio was how far across we go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares across here. We've gone up 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ratio of kind of base to height of the triangle is 6 to 4. And I could simplify that if I wanted to 3 to 2. And to get my ratio, I need to make this first number the number 1. So I need to divide by 3. And that gives me that as 2/3 or 0.6 recurring or 0.67. And once I've done that, this value is the gradient. So the gradient of this line is 2/3. And I think this is the last question. James is travelling to South Korea. The conversion from pounds to South Korean won is 1 to 1,500. He buys a train ticket for 30,000. How much does he pay in pounds? So one way of thinking about this is to say, well, to go from pounds to won, we times by 1,500. So to go back, we must divide by 1,500. So 30,000 divided by 1,500 gives me £20. So it's £20. Another way to think about it would be to say if it's 1 to 1,500, if I want to make that 30,000, what do I need to times it by? And it's 20, isn't it? So that one has to be times by 20 to give you £20 equivalence. Either method's fine.